Policies have consequences. The data tells you the scale, but the people tell you the truth. In 2025, Nigeria ranked 123rd out of 165 countries in the Economic Freedom of the World Index, an annual report published by the Fraser Institute to measure how policies and institutions support economic freedom. 123rd out of 165 countries obviously looks bad, but that number only tells half the story. So what is economic freedom, and what does this rating mean for the average Nigerian? Economic freedom is the ability to make your own economic decisions with little or no government interference. It is the right to work in a trade of your choosing, own intellectual or physical properties, and the right to invest and do business without the state mounting unnecessary barriers in your way. Now, when you put Nigeria's 123rd ranking in that context, it tells you how far from that reality most Nigerians are. And here is a case in point. On the 1st of March 2026, the Anambra State Governor, Charles Soludo, ordered the demolition of 10,000 shops at the Onitsha main market. That is the livelihood of thousands of people. There was a report about Rebecca Uche, a mother of two and a textile trader at the market. She had paid 2 million naira for the shop less than 6 months earlier, renovated it weeks before the demolition notice. But by the morning of March 2nd, her shop was rubble. And this was despite a court order restricting the demolition until a hearing fixed for the 16th of March. Guess what? The governor proceeded anyway, defying court orders. Rebecca's story is not about bad luck. It is a story about the Nigerian system. The Economic Freedom of the World Index measures 5 things: the size of government, the legal system and property rights, sound money, freedom to trade internationally, and regulations. Nigeria scores poorly across most of them, but the areas with the lowest rating are the legal system and property rights and freedom to trade internationally. Rebecca's story is a typical case study of the failure of Nigeria's legal system and property rights, which is rooted in the Land Use Act of 1978. The law which vests all land in Nigeria and the state governor to hold, as the law says, in trust for the people. That trust is broken every time a governor exercises land expropriation without accountability, due process, and especially in defiance of a court order. These failures are not minor, no. They are the foundation on which economic activity depends, and why millions of Nigerians today are deprived of opportunities. The World Bank estimates that Nigeria holds approximately 20 trillion naira in debt capital. That is land and assets that people possess but cannot leverage because the legal infrastructure to formalize and protect them does not function. 20 trillion naira. That is not a poverty story, it is a policy story. Onitsha main market is the largest market in West Africa, and even if it would be rebuilt, each of those 10,000 shops is someone's livelihood, someone's savings, someone's 2 million naira. This is not fate happening to Nigerians. It's the consequences of policy decisions our institutions have produced over the years. And institutions can be reformed, but that is a choice. It requires political will, and political will requires an informed citizenry willing to demand it. My name is Lanre-Peter Elufisan. I am the Executive Director of Ominira Initiative for Economic Advancement, a Nigerian think tank focused on policy research and advocacy. Last year, we conducted a detailed assessment of Nigeria's performance on the Economic Freedom of the World Index. We focused on the most restrictive areas, which are the legal system and property rights and freedom to trade internationally. We didn't only look at the score, but at the specific systems that produced that rating, where they fail, how they fail, and what reform would look like if the political will existed to pursue it. We called that report Essential Reforms for Growth, an Economic Freedom Audit of Nigeria. It is available in full at ominirainitiative.org. I urge you and I hope that you will read it, not because the data is entertaining, but because understanding the precise nature of the issues is the first step toward demanding something better. I understand that reports and rankings like this can only travel so far. In fact, they rarely reach the people whose daily life they describe. And I've decided to close that gap because every policy has a human face. Someone benefits and someone pays. This video series will be called The Human Cost, where we'll reveal the real consequences of policy on real people and explore what becomes possible when Africans are free to build, trade, and flourish. Rebecca Uche lost her shop, her capital, and millions of naira, not because of bad luck, but because the legal infrastructure that should have protected her ownership failed her. Hope she rises from the rubble, but this is the human cost of a bad land policy. And the question is, does it have to be? Well, I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.